Hello everyone, welcome to Target for IQ. In today's video, we'll be discussing part 1 of MCQ series of UP Judicial Service GS 9 minor acts. And in today's video, we'll be discussing MCQs on Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. Question number 1. Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 was passed with the objective: Option A. Termination of certain pregnancies by anyone. Option B. Termination of certain pregnancies by Registered Medical Practitioner. Option C. Termination of certain pregnancies by pharmacist. Option D. Termination of certain pregnancies by nurse. The correct answer to question number 1 is option B, that is termination of certain pregnancy by Registered Medical Practitioner. Question number 2. Enactment date of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 is option A. 10th August 1971, option B. 1 April 1972, option C. 10 April 1972, option D. 1st August 1971. The correct answer to question number 2 is option A. 10 August 1971. Question number 3. Enforcement date of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 is option A. 10th August 1971, option B. 1 April 1972, option C. 10 April 1972, option D. 1 August 1971. The correct answer to question number 3 is option B. 1st April 1972. Question 4. Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 extends to option A. Whole of India except Jammu and Kashmir, option B. Whole of India, option C. Whole of India except Andaman and Nicobar Island, option D. Whole of India and to territories outside India. The correct answer to question number 4 is option B. Whole of India. Question 5. According to Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, guardian means option A. A person having the care of the person of the minor, option B. A person having the care of the person who is mentally ill, option C. Person appointed by the court, option D. Only 1 and 2. That is only option A and B. Correct answer to question number 5 is option D, that is both A and B. Question number 6. Guardian is defined under option A. Section 2A of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, option B. Section 2B of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, option C. Section 2C of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, option D. Section 2D of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. The correct answer to question number 6 is option A, that is Section 2A of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. Question number 7. Definition of medical board is given under option A. Section 2 of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, option B. Section 2A, option C. Section 2AA, option D. Section 2B. The correct answer of question number 7 is option C, that is Section 2AA. Question number 8. According to Section 2AA of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, medical board means option A. Medical board constituted under Section 3 Clause 2A, option B. Medical board constituted under Section 3 Clause 2B, option C. Medical board constituted under Section 3 Clause 2C, option D. Medical board constituted under Section 3 Clause 2D. The correct answer to question number 8 is medical board constituted under Section 3 Clause 2D. Question 9. Medical board under Medical Termination Pregnancy Act is constituted by option A. State government, B. Central government, C. State government or union territory, D. Central government or state government. The correct answer to question number 9 is state government or union territory. Question 10. Mentally ill person as per Section 2B of Medical Termination Pregnancy Act 1971 means A. Section 2A, B. Section 2B, C. Section 2C, D. Section 2D. The correct answer to question number 10 is B. Section 2B. So under Section 2B, mentally ill person is being defined. Question 11. Mentally ill person as per Section 2B of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 means option A, a person who is in need of treatment by reason of any mental disorder. Option B, a person who is in need of treatment by reason of any mental disorder other than mental retardation. Option C, a person who is in need of medical treatment. Option D, all of the above. The correct answer to question number 11 is option B, a person who is in need of treatment by reason of any mental disorder other than mental retardation. Question number 12. Definition of mentally ill person is inserted by which amendment? Option A, Amendment of 2003. Option B, Amendment of 2021. Option C, Amendment of 1980. Option D, was a part of original act. The correct answer to question number 12 is option A, Amendment of 2003. Question 13. Definition of medical board under section 2AA was inserted by option A, Amendment of 2003. Option B, Amendment of 2021. Option C, Amendment of 1980. Option D, was a part of original act. The correct answer to question number 13 is option B, Amendment of 2021. Question 14. Minor is provided under which clause of section 2? Option A, clause A. Option B, clause B. Option C, clause C. Option D, clause D. The correct answer to question number 14 is option C, clause C. Question 15. According to section 2C of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, minor means A, a person who have not attained 18 years of age. Option B, a person who have not attained 21 years of age. Option C, a person who under the provisions of Indian Majority Act 1975 is to be deemed not to have attained his majority. Option D, a person who under the provision of Indian Majority Act 1975 is to be deemed not to have attained his majority. The correct answer to question number 15 is a person is option C, that is a person who under the provision of Indian Majority Act is to be deemed not to have attained his majority. Next, question number 16. Registered Medical Practitioner is given under which section of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act? Option A, 2A, B, 2B, C, 2C, D, 2D. The correct answer to question number 16 is option D, that is section 2D. Question number 17. Registered Medical Practitioner as per section 2D of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 means option A, a medical practitioner who possesses any recognized medical qualification as defined in clause H of section 2 of Indian Medical Council Act 1956. Option B, whose name has been entered in state medical register. Option C, who has such experience or training in gynecology or obstetrics as may be prescribed by rules made under this act. Option D, a medical practitioner who possesses any recognized medical qualification as defined in clause H of section 2 of Indian Medical Council Act 1956, whose name has been entered in state medical register and state medical register. So the correct answer to question number 17 is option D, a medical practitioner who possesses any recognized medical qualification as defined in clause H of section 2 of Indian Medical Council Act 1956 and whose name has been entered in state medical register. Next, question 18. Termination of pregnancy is defined under which section of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971? A, section 2B, B, section 2C, C, section 2D, D, section 2E. The correct answer to question number 18 is option D, that is section 2E. Question number 19. Termination of pregnancy according to the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 means option A, a procedure to terminate a pregnancy by using medical or surgical methods. Option B, procedure as determined by medical board. Option C, procedure laid down in medical termination of pregnancy rules. Option D, procedure opted by doctors of medical council. The correct answer to question number 19 is option A, a procedure to terminate a pregnancy by using medical or surgical methods. Question 20. Section 2E of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 was added by A. Amendment Act 2000, Act of 2001, Section 2. The enforcement date is 24/3/2021. Option B. The Amendment Act of 2021, Section 2, with an enforcement date of 24 September 2021. Option C. The enforcement date is 24 June 2021. And option D. The enforcement date is 24 December 2021. So we need to identify the correct date in this question. So the correct answer to question number 20 is option B. That is the Amendment Act of 2021, Section 2. Enforcement date is 24 September 2021. Next, question 21. Act number of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 is option A 31, option B 32, option C 33, option D 34. The correct answer is option D, that is 34. Question 22. Which section provided for when pregnancies may be terminated by registered medical practitioners? Option A, Section 2, option B, Section 3, option C, Section 4, option D, Section 5. The correct answer to question number 22 is option B, that is Section 3. Section 3 deals with when pregnancies may be terminated by registered medical practitioners. 23. If any pregnancy is terminated by a registered medical practitioner in accordance with the provision of this act, he shall be held option A, guilty under IPC, option B, guilty under the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971, option C, not guilty under IPC, option D, not guilty under IPC or any other law. The correct answer to question number 23 is option D, not guilty under IPC or any other law. Question 24. The act of terminating medical pregnancy done by a registered medical practitioner is protected from operation of IPC and other law under which provision of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. Option A, Section 3 Clause 1, option B, Section 3 Clause 2, option C, Section 3 Clause 3, option D, Section 3 Clause 4. The correct answer to question number 24 is option A, that is Section 3 Clause 1. Question 25. What are the conditions under which a pregnancy may be terminated by registered medical practitioner under Section 3 Clause 2 of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971? So the options are option A, where the length of pregnancy does not exceed 20 weeks if such medical practitioner is of the opinion formed in good faith that the continuance of pregnancy would involve risk to the life of pregnant woman or of grave injury to her physical or grave injury to her physical or mental health, or there is substantial risk that if the child were born, it would suffer from any serious physical or mental abnormality. Option B, where the length of this pregnancy exceeds 20 weeks but does not exceed 24 weeks. In case of such category of women as may be prescribed by rules made under this act, if not less than 2 registered medical practitioners are of the opinion formed in good faith that the continuance of the pregnancy would involve risk to the life of pregnant woman or of grave injury to physical or mental health, or there is substantial risk that if the child were born, it would suffer from any serious physical or mental abnormality. Option C, either 1 or 2, that is either option A or B, and option D is none of the above. So the correct answer to question number 25 is option C, that is either A or B. Question number 26. What should be the length of the pregnancy ordinarily if such medical practitioner is of the opinion formed in good faith that the continuance of pregnancy would involve a risk to the life of pregnant woman or of grave injury to her physical or mental health? Option A, 10 weeks, B, 15 weeks, C, 20 weeks, D, 25 weeks. The correct answer to question number 26 is option C, that is 20 weeks. Question number 27. In case of category of women as may be prescribed by rules made under Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, if not less than 2 registered medical practitioners are of the opinion formed in good faith that there is substantial risk that if the child were born, it would suffer from any serious physical or mental abnormality, what should be the length of pregnancy? Option A, 18 to 22 weeks, option B, 20 to 24 weeks, option C, 22 to 26 weeks, option D, 20 to 22 weeks. So the correct answer to question number 27 is Option B, that is 20 to 24 weeks. Next, question number 28. Permission for termination of pregnancies up to 24 week was option A, originally in Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, B, added by Amendment Act of 2021, C, added by Amendment Act of 2003, D, added by Amendment Act of 1980. The correct answer to question number 28 is option B, added by Amendment Act of 2021. Question 29. What shall be the norms for the registered medical practitioner whose opinion is required for termination of pregnancy act different gestational age? Option A, as prescribed in this behalf by state government. Option B, as may be prescribed by rules made under the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. Option C, as may be prescribed by the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. Option D, as may be prescribed by central government. So the correct answer to question number 29 is B. That is, as may be prescribed by the rules made under the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971. Question number 30. Medical board consists of option A gynecologist and a pediatrician. Option B, a gynecologist, a pediatrician, and a radiologist or cynologist. Option C, a gynecologist, pediatrician, and a radiologist or sonologist, and such other number of members as may be notified in the official gazette by the state government or union territory as the case may be. Option D, as determined by central government in this behalf. So the correct answer to question number 30 is option C. Next, question number 31. When will the presumption as to grave injury to the medical health of pregnant woman occurs? Option A, as a result of failure of device or method of preventing pregnancy. Option B, pregnancy has been caused by rape. Option C, both of the above. Option D, none of the above. So the correct answer to question number 31 is option C, that is both A and B. Question number 32. Presumption as to grave injury to mental health of a pregnant woman caused by failure of any device or method of preventing pregnancy is option A, rebuttable presumption of fact, B, rebuttable presumption of law, C, irrefutable presumption of law, D, mixed presumption of fact and law. So the correct answer to question number 32 is rebuttable presumption of fact. That is option A. Question number 33. Presumption as to grave injury to mental health of pregnant woman where any pregnancy has been caused by rape is option A, rebuttable presumption of fact, B, rebuttable presumption of law, C, irrefutable presumption of law, D, mixed presumption of fact and law. The correct answer to question number 33 is option C, irrefutable presumption of law. Question number 34. Pregnancy of a woman who has not attained the age of 18 years or who having attained the age of 18 years is mentally ill person shall be terminated with whose consent? Option A, legal heir. Option B, guardian. Option C, pregnant woman. Option D, both B and C. So the correct answer to question number 34 is option D. That is both B and C, both guardian and pregnant woman. Question number 35. Place where pregnancy may be terminated is given under which provision of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971? Option A, Section 3. Option B, Section 4. Option C, Section 5. Option D, Section 6. So the correct answer to question number 35 is option B, that is Section 4. Question number 36. Termination of pregnancy shall be made at which place? Option A, a hospital established or maintained by government. Option B, a place for the time being approved for the purpose of this act by government or a district level committee constituted by that government with the chief medical officer or district health officer as the chairperson of the said committee. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none of the above. So the correct answer to question number 36 is option C, both A and B. Question number 37. Under section, district level committee shall consist of option A, not less than 5 and not more than 7 members including the chairperson as the government may specify from time to time. Option B, not less than 3 and not more than 5 members including the chairperson as the government may specify from time to time. Option C, not less than 2 and not more than 4 members including the chairperson as the government may specify from time to time. And option D is not less than 4 and not more than 8 members including the chairperson as the government may specify from time to time. So the correct answer to question number 37 is option B, that is not less than 3 and not more than 5 members. Question number 38. Section 4 of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act was amended by option A, Amendment Act 64 of 2002, B, Act 64 of 2001, C, Amendment Act 54 of 2002, D, option Amendment Act 54 of 2001. So the correct answer to question number 38 is option A, that is Amendment Act 64 of 2002. Question number 39. On what grounds termination of pregnancy can be done irrespective of the length of pregnancy given under section 3 and 4? Option A. Termination of such pregnancy is immediately necessary to save the life of pregnant woman. B. The person is a rape victim. C. Both 1 and 2. D. None of the above. So correct answer to question number 39 is option A. The termination of such pregnancy is immediately necessary to save the life of the pregnant woman. Question number 40. The termination of pregnancy by a person other than a registered medical practitioner shall be punishable with option A. Simple imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years, by which may extend to 7 years. B. Rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years, but which may extend to 7 years. Option C. Simple imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 3 years, but which may extend to 5 years. And D. Rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 3 years, but which may extend to 5 years. So the correct answer to question number 40 is option B. Rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years, but which may extend to 7 years. Question number 41. Termination of any pregnancy in a place other than that mentioned in section 4 shall be punishable with option A. Simple imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years but which may extend to 7 years. Rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years but which may extend to 7 years. Option C. Simple imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 3 years but which may extend to 5 years. And option D is rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 3 years but which may be extended to 5 years. So correct answer to question number 41 is option B. That is rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years but which may extend to 7 years. Question number 42. Owner of a place which is not approved under clause B of section 4 shall be punishable with option A. Simple imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years but which may extend to 7 years. Option B. Rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years but which may extend to 7 years. Option D. Simple imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 3 years but which may extend to 5 years. And option D. Rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 3 years but which may extend to 5 years. So the correct answer to question number 42 is rigorous imprisonment for a term which shall not be less than 2 years but which may extend to 7 years. Question number 43. Owner as per explanation 1 of section 5 of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 means option A. Any person who is the administrative head. Option B. Any person who is otherwise responsible for the working or maintenance of a rigorous hospital or place. Option C. Where the pregnancy may be. Option D. All of the above. So the correct answer to question number 43 is option D. All of the above. Question number 44. Protection of privacy of women is given under which section of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act? Option A. Section 4. Option B. Section 4A. Option C. Section 5. And option D. Section 5A. Correct answer to question number 44 is option D. That is section 5A. Question 45. Provision for protection of privacy of a woman under Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act is inserted by Amendment Act 2021 Section 2. The enforcement date is 24 March 2021. Option B. The enforcement date is 24 September 2021. Option C. 24 June 2021. And option D is 24 December 2021. So the correct answer to question number 45 is option B. That is 24 September 2021. Question 46. Registered medical practitioner shall reveal the name and other particulars of a woman whose pregnancy has been terminated under this act only to option A. Court. B. Medical court. C. A person authorized by any law for the time being in force. And option D is all of the above. So the correct answer to question number 46 is option C. A person authorized by any law for the time being in force. Question number 47. Contravention of section 5A clause 1 of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 is punishable with option A. Imprisonment which may extend to 1 year or with fine or both. B. Imprisonment which may extend to 1 year and fine. C. Imprisonment which may extend to 2 year or with fine or with both. D. Imprisonment which may extend to 2 year, fine and both. The correct answer to question number 47 is option A. Imprisonment which may extend to 1 year or with fine or with both. Question number 48. Rule making power under section 6 of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 is vested in option A. State government. B. Central government is state government. C. Central government, state government and local body. D. Central government. So correct answer to question 48 is option D, that is central government. Question 49. Power to make regulation under section 7 of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 1971 is given to option A. State government. Option B. Central government is state government. Option C. Central government, state government and local body. Option D is central government. So the correct answer to question number 49 is option A, that is state government. Question number 50. Protection of action taken in good faith is given under which section of Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act? Option A. Section 6. Option B. Section 7. Option C. Section 8 and option D. Section 9. So the correct answer to this question is option C, that is section 8. In next videos we will be discussing other subjects relating to those minor acts.